Hey, what's going on, CoinOpTV subscribers? Robert Welkney here. Let's talk about Truth Be Told, episode 8, which is called All That Was Lost. This was the season finale of the show, and I believe it's the show finale. It seems like this is just going to be a one-off series and not a continuing thing on Apple TV Plus. And that's a little bit of a drag because I actually really enjoyed Truth Be Told. I was on the edge of my seat pretty much for every episode. I thought it was stylized, that it was well acted, it was well written overall. It had a fun story, a compelling story. There was some silly things that happened kind of here and there, but I was able to overlook some of that stuff for the entertainment factor. So it's a little bit of a drag. It's a little bit sad that it's kind of over, but hey, we got to make a little video talking about some of the stuff in the finale. So spoilers, you've been warned. It's a murder mystery. And I'm glad that it didn't end on a question mark, that we actually figured it all out. We got to the end of things, which I don't think is going to happen when Servant. I think when Servant ends the season 1, it's just going to kind of continue the mystery over season 2. So at least we got the finale, the answers. There was some things that are still kind of up in the air as far as questions that I wrote down. I'll address those shortly. So we got the big answer. Lanie murdered her mom, continuing from last episode. Erin with the pills. And then Poppy, it's funny, Poppy just kind of shows up randomly outside to sort of witness Lanie and the ambulance, the coroner is kind of bringing Erin outside of the house there. So I was just like, what is this? Like, a Poppy is suddenly like Jedi ghost just popping up everywhere to witness things and be involved and get her hands on things. So we got that answer from last week. Warren is back in Gen Pop. So we get a scene where Poppy shows up to Josie, who's swimming, trying to get over the death of her mom, Erin, and she approaches her and sort of says, hey, can you help me get the mental records for Lanie and assist me? We got to figure this out. We got to sort this out. Poppy and Josie, a couple scenes later, actually go into the forest to go find potentially the murder weapon that Poppy can sort of see in one of the videos that they have, the videotapes of the family, the Berman family there. I thought that was a little bit silly and a little bit too convenient that there's all these videotapes floating around, actually showing kind of like all their family. I mean, I know they bought them off of the auction there, but I kind of feel like we could have stretched that out a little bit. Maybe some photos, maybe some audio, maybe some testimonies from neighbors and friends and family, something like that. Piecing these together, but having those videotapes right there and just being able to watch those was a little bit convenient. And, of course, hey, it is TV. We got to get to the end quickly. So anyway, Poppy and Josie, they go into the forest area there to go digging and looking for the murder weapon. And it was crazy. There was no police with them, no detective, no lawyer, no witnesses, no documentations, no gloves, potentially contaminating evidence and DNA. And I was like, Poppy, at least like call up like your husband who's a lawyer and have him tag along and or at least be videotaping and taking pictures or something. I was like, I know that you guys are in a rush here to save old Warren, who's back in Gen Pop, but this is a sensitive thing. If you're going to bring new evidence into the courtroom, you have to, you can't contaminate it and stuff like that. So that was kind of crazy. Anyway, but that triggered the flashback of Josie, and we got to see the full-on murder of Chuck. We get to see that looked like there was something going on with Chuck and Lanie, and then Josie grabs the weapon there and just stabs Chuck in the back and then stabs him a few times. Apparently she blocked this out of her memory and didn't remember until she saw the murder weapon. It kind of triggered her. I mean, both Lanie and Josie seem like they're a little bit have some issues, mental issues and stuff like that. So this is another thing that, Josie has. Josie kind of forgets things. Lanie remembers things way too much and manipulates things. So I was glad that we got to see how things happen. It wasn't a bit of a mystery. Poppy solved the case, and she's a great detective / podcaster, and that's great. Although, she kind of went about things really kind of the wrong way in many ways, especially here. Contaminating evidence, tampering, driving the narrative. Those are questionable things. But hey, it's a fun TV show, and like I said, I'm enjoying it. So it looks like Lanie and Josie conspired to tell a fake story to the police about Erin killing Chuck. It's a false narrative so they can free Warren, and Poppy will be able to sleep at night. Of course, she'll know that 2 murderers will be walking free. I mean, Lanie murdered Erin, the mom, and Josie married Chuck, the dad, and Warren murdered the Aryan race leader guy, the Aryan leader guy in jail. So there's 3 murders kind of that Poppy has been loosely associated with, maybe more that I don't know about. So it's a pretty fast turnaround. Warren gets out of jail. He's set free the next day. I know that it's a TV show, but man, it feels like they really just jumped ahead on that. There should have been some proceedings, some court dates, some trials, some new evidence, some lawyers with some testimonies to the state fighting that out. But hey, it's the season finale. We had to kind of jump to the end here. At least we got a happy ending with Warren. He got out of prison. Somewhat happy ending. We get to see Poppy and him meet a little bit outside there, part of the montage, and we get to see him, Warren, connect with his mom again. So that's nice that they got that connection. And then I was writing down here, I was like, oh, well, now if Lanie goes in jail, will Warren go visit her? When she's on the inside, there'll be like a little bit of a flip there. Warren, of course, will have to watch his back for the rest of his life. I mean, he's got the Aryan Brotherhood kind of will be looking to seek revenge on him. And, I think he needs to kind of just change his name and move to a different state at that point and kind of go into hiding, instead of the shaved head, grow the hair. This is kind of what happens to Aaron Paul. It seems like he's always on the run in whatever show or movie or anything like that he's in, right? So, oops, wait a minute now. It looks like Josie set up Lanie for the fall after all. They have a little coffee meeting, and Josie gets Lanie to fess up that she actually killed Erin, the mom, and I guess Josie was wearing a wiretap or something. So instead of Lanie getting off scot-free, looks like Lanie is going to be taking the fall for Warren, and Josie is the one that put the finger on, finish that up there, made that happen, and conspired with the police. Problem is, if Lanie is now going to jail, won't that try and spark her to make a plea deal with the the DA or whatever like that to actually get Josie tossed in jail also for the murder of Chuck? I mean, there's a question mark there kind of left open. I mean, I would be afraid to have Lanie in jail. Well, there's some open-endedness as far as Chuck's death. I mean, could they retroactively just put them both in jail or something like that? And I wrote down here, season 2. I don't think we're going to get a season 2, but season 2 of Truth Be Told could be the DeBerman sisters in prison, and they could both be in the same prison. It could be like a spin-off of Orange is the New Black. They could be conspiring with and against each other, something like that. That'd be kind of interesting, with Warren, of course, coming to visit and being still in love with Lanie, and then Poppy, podcasting all about this or something like that. But it doesn't sound like we're gonna get season 2. But if we did, there could be some funniness there. So feels like we needed a longer scene between Poppy and Warren outside of the prison, some sort of retribution, some sort of thanks, some sort of crying, hugging or something, instead of what we got, a little bit of the, looks like Poppy kind of picks up Warren outside of the jail, a little bit of a montage there. I would have liked to have seen finale, a nice deep dramatic scene there, kind of like how last week we got a dramatic scene with Poppy and her dad, kind of a finale with that. Would have been nice. Overall, enjoyed Truth Be Told. Seems like a great one-off from Apple TV Plus. I'll be curious to see if there's more life to the show after, if there'll be any momentum or advertising, or if it's just going to kind of happen and be kind of this one-off show, sort of like the way Dickinson kind of feels, kind of lurking about in the Apple TV Plus archive. But let me know what you thought of the show and some of the specifics that I talked about, maybe some things that I might have missed in the comments below. If you guys are brand new, please subscribe. We got Servants finale next week. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with that. And then I guess I'll take a little bit of a break till we get some more shows, coming back to Apple TV Plus and Disney Plus. So thanks so much for watching for CoinOpTV. We'll see you next time.